this video is going to be the mid-year freak-out book tag. I did this last year, and then Freya ASMR did it, and so I loved your video, and yeah, that's what today's video is going to be. If I keep like having a little look down, it's because I have the questions down here. I'm also gonna, do some tapping and whatnot as we go through them. But yeah, this will be a nice little, this will be kind of like a nice little mid-year break to see where I am with 2024's like reading journey. But yeah, before we get started, please remember to subscribe. Also, check out the links below. There's my Bookstagram and my Goodreads, which you should add me on or follow me on. But yeah, let's just jump into this video. So the first question is the best book you have read in 2024, and I have actually been keeping track on a little chart of my favourite books each month, and then narrowing them down, so at the end of the year I'll be able to say which my favourite book of the whole year is. So I do know my favourite book so far that I have read in 2024, and that is Heartless by Elsie Silver. This is part of the Chestnut Springs series. I might have to plug my phone in or some point. This is part of the Chestnut Springs series, and this is Willa and Kate's series, and series book, and it is single dad trope, and it's just an age gap as well, and it is just divine. This is my favourite book of the year by far, probably one of my favourite books ever. It was so well written, the romance was amazing, the spicy scenes were amazing, the plot was amazing, it was just amazing. Small town cowboy romance books, Canadian cowboys. Cade is a single dad. He works on the ranch and he needs some help to look after his son for the summer. So along comes Willa, who will be the nanny for the season, for the summer. And yeah, it is just so good. I absolutely loved every single second of this book. I wish it went on for longer. I love it. So yeah, favourite book of the year so far, for sure, is Heartless by Elsie Silver. The next question is, how many books have you read this year? I have, as of today, which is the 28th of June, I have read 52 books this year. My goal is 60, so I'm going to assume that I'm going to reach that goal. Touch wood. But yeah, I have read 52 books so far this year. Having a good reading year. The next question is the best sequel you've read this year. I'm gonna have to maybe take a look at my Goodreads account to see what my favourite sequel has been. Bear with me. My favourite sequel of the year was The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black. This is the sequel to The Stolen Heir. These are kind of part of the Folk of the Air series, but The Stolen Heir and The Prisoner's Throne follow Oak. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. I think I gave these 5 stars. We'll get into 5-star reads a little bit later on in the tag, but I loved this. I thought it was really well written. I thought it was fast paced. I loved, as always with Holly Black, the descriptions of the locations and the settings and the world. worlds that she builds is just beautiful. I know this wasn't some people's like favourite of Ollie Back's like books, but I really enjoyed it. I love how we got snippets of Jude and Garden. I love how the book ended. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that is my favourite sequel of the year so far. Next is a new release you haven't read yet but want to. Let me have a think. A new release that I haven't read yet but want to is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I have seen this go around like Bookstagram and stuff a lot, so I had to pick it up. It is pretty damn big, but it is meant to be a really good new fantasy series. It says, as an assassin for the rebellion, Reeve's job is to complete orders and never get caught. When a rival bounty hunter shatters her world, Reeve finds herself captured by the Guild of Nobles, a group of powerful fae. Crushed by the loss of his great love, dragon rider Cairn Vega took the head of a king and donned his melted crown. Now on a tireless quest to quell the never-ebbing ache in his chest, a clue lures him into the capital's high-security prison, where he stumbles upon the imprisoned Rave. Together they seek truths that threaten to unravel everything they knew about their world and each other. So yeah, best-selling sensation. When the Moon Hatched will transport you into a world filled with magic, dragons, and a love that blazes through the ages. So yeah, very excited to read this one. The next question is the most anticipated book release for the second half of the year. So I would say, for me, I'm really excited for Spectacular, which is a Caraval novella by Stephanie Garber. I loved the Caraval series. I love Stephanie Garber's books. The only thing is, of course, A Curse for True Love really let me down last year. That was like my favourite series, and then the last book was just so bad, which I was so like sad about. But I am still excited for Spectacular, which comes out in October, I think. September, October. So definitely excited for that one. Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver, which is the sequel to Wild Love, you know, the next one in the Rose Hill series. Daydreamer, which is the next by Hannah Grace, the next book in the Maple Hill series. Excited for that. That comes out at the end of the year. At the last half of the year, comes out in September, I believe. Yeah, there is some book, like I've pre-ordered so many books. Or maybe I should do a video where I go through like all the pre-orders that I've done. Or would that be really boring? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, there's like 3 books that I'm like excited for because I've read like the previous books. There is some books that I've pre-ordered where either they are like the first in a series or they are like the second in a series of a book that I haven't yet read. But yeah, I would say those 3 are the ones I can think of off the top of my head. So, favourite author, debut or new to you? So I'm gonna say, because I don't want to like keep saying the same people, but I would actually say first off, like Elsie Silver is like a new to me author. I've read her books this year and she is like one of my favourite romance authors now, so definitely shout out to Elsie Silver. But also Rachel Gillig, who wrote the Shepherd King duology. So she wrote One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns, and I absolutely loved these books so much. Thought they were really well written, really atmospheric, original. I loved the magic system, loved the characters, so I think these are only books. I may be wrong. Yeah, so loved these, and she's a new author to me. We'll definitely be picking up any other books that she writes. So yeah, loved these ones. 100% recommend. The next question is my newest fictional crush, and it's gonna have to be Daddy Gade from Heartless. It has to be. He is just the best written man ever. Just obsessed with him. Beautiful, perfect, wonderful, rugged cowboy man. Yes please. So it's gotta be Daddy Gade. But he's definitely my top tier guy of the year. But I guess most of any man written by Elsie Silver, 10 out of 10. Love that. So yeah, Daddy Gade, Kate Eaton, love you. So the next question is a book that made me cry. I am a crier, I'm a certified crier. So I'll cry, I cry fucking any fucking book, Happy Tears, Sad Tears. I'm an emotional wreck. So let me think of the book that made me cry the most. So I would say this was actually an audiobook I listened to, but I wept floods of tears during the epilogue of A Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. This was the final in the Infernal Devices series, which is the prequel to the Mortals. No, it's not. It's the prequel to Shadowhunters one. Can't remember what that actual series is called, but anyway, the Infernal Devices, the last book, A Clockwork Princess, the epilogue. Wow, that was an emotional ride. It was the most perfect epilogue of a book ever. It was just so emotional, and I was at work when I was listening to this, and I remember having to go to the toilet and just cry for a little bit. But yeah, definitely A Clockwork Princess, the epilogue, floods of tears, floods of tears. It is a book that made you happy, and again, we are back to Elsie Silver. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, and that is Flawless. This is the first in the Chestnut Spring series, and if you watched my reading vlogs of this series, you will know that I was skipping around, kicking my feet, giggling. This made me so happy. I remember just being so happy reading this book. I mean this whole series, but obviously this is the first book, and this is the book that I was oh my god, I love this. Honestly, I just felt elated reading these, and I loved Flawless. I was how are these books gonna get any better? But they actually managed to do. So yeah, if you want to feel happy and be prancing around in a bubble of joy, definitely pick up Flawless. This book made me so happy. It gave me a million shots of serotonin, honestly, for sure. So that's Flawless. Happy. Next question is the most beautiful book you've bought or received this year. And I do subscribe to Fairy Lou. If you watch my videos, you'll know I do unbox them every month. But so I get pretty books all the time. But this one is actually from a different subscription. This This is from the Evernight subscription, horror subscription, and this is Murder Road by Simone St. James. And I love the artwork on this. It's like this 1960s pop art, which I love, but the main thing, and it's of course got like the sprayed edge, but the main thing, which is why I think I just love this, like the cover of this book, is the like design on the hardcover. It's like this pink map. I love maps, but I love the colour of this, and it goes all the way around to the back. Got some more like pop art in the front, but honestly I just think this is stunning. Like, are you kidding me? How gorgeous is this? So yeah, definitely the most beautiful book in my opinion that I have received this year or bought. The next question is, how many 5-star reads this year? So I've given 6 books 5 stars this year, but in hindsight I think maybe some of them weren't quite 5 stars. So I gave 5 stars to Heartless, The Book Thief, A Clockwork Angel, The Prisoner's Throne, Powerless, and One Dark Window. There are the 5 stars books that I've given this year. I think, though, like the books that are really like 5 stars, I think sometimes I give 5 stars and then like actually it's more like just a really high 4, but in that like moment I'm like, oh, 5 stars I guess. But like I think my I stand by 5 stars for One Dark Window and Heartless for sure. So these two are like my absolute 5-star reads for sure. What do we have next? Next is a book you enjoyed with mixed reviews. Let me take another look at my Goodreads. I actually think there's a book where like I have enjoyed it more than like the majority of people. I don't know, I think that there's more like books that I haven't enjoyed as much as, you know, what the hype has given it. But what I will say is I think I did enjoy Wildfire by Anna Grace more than some of the reviews that I've seen. I've seen, you know, that most people give this like, I mean, I gave it a 3-star, but I gave it like a high 3-star. It was nearly a 4-star, whereas I think more people have given it kind of like just like an average 3-star. This is like the only one that I can really think of. It hasn't like got mixed reviews. People still really enjoy it. Like there's no particularly bad reviews that I've seen about it, but I do think that I might have enjoyed it more than some of the reviews that I have seen, by like a smidgen as well, because they still enjoyed the book. I just thought I was going to enjoy it less because of those reviews. I thought like it was going to be more mid, whereas I actually really had fun and a good time reading it. So that is Wildfire by Anna Grace, which is the second in the Maple Hills series. The next question is, what books do you need to read by the end of this year? So the first ones that I want to read by the end of this year, I haven't even got them yet, but they are the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas. They are on like my series year, so I really want to at least start them by the end of the year. So they are definitely like my top priority, even though I don't own them. Next, I also want to start a Game of Thrones by the end of the year again. Not necessarily finish the series, but definitely at least start it. These books are kind of like, all the books I'm talking about are kind of like intimidatingly long though, so maybe get round to these in like autumn, winter time, because they don't scream summer at me. I would say those are like the top like 2 book series that I want to restart at least by the end of the year. The next one is books you've been putting off. So I can first say, where is it? Have I even got it out? Oh, it's over there. Let me just putting it off for long because I only finished the second one last month, but The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer Armentrout. This is the 3rd in the Blood and Ash series. This is what I'm gonna start reading today. So like, again, I haven't been putting it off, but I have like forced myself to pick it up. I have forced myself to pick it up now because I feel like if I leave a series too long, then it takes me more to pick it up. So yeah, I think this series is more like a mid-series for me. It's not like a 5-star, they're more like 3 stars, and they take me a while to get through, but I do enjoy the stories. I just always think that the first half is a struggle, and then the second half the books are really good, so hopefully that's not the case with this one, and hopefully it's just like all good all the way through. But they can be wordy and they are big, but I'm gonna do it and see how I get on with it. Next question we have is, what books do you want to reread? Like, you know what, like I'm not a rereader really. There are books that I would reread, but like I don't have any that I want to reread at the moment particularly. I like to just kind of like read new books. Series you want to finish before the end of the year. Well, finish before the end of the year, so I would say I would like to finish the Blood and Ash series, or at least the books that are out. I'm just going to talk about series that I have like started rather than ones I want to start, but would like to finish these books, the ones that are out by the end of the year. I can't think particularly of any other books that I have, like any series that I have started that I still need to like read. Obviously there's new releases that are coming out that I want to read, but they just keep coming out. So I would say probably that's the only like series that I've started that I need to like finish. But there are other other series I want to start. So 5-star predictions for the rest of the year. So I'm gonna guess this is like 5-star predictions of books I want to read before the end of the year, rather than like new releases. One that I do think I anticipate to be a 5-star read that I do want to read this year is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I've seen a lot of 5-star reviews of this. Hayley Jean for one, and also my mum. So I do have very high expectations for this book. This is not like a new release or anything, but it is a book that I would like to read this year. So yeah, high expectations. I expect it to be 5 stars, so hopefully I haven't set my hopes too high, because sometimes there's nothing worse than like thinking something's going to be really good and then kind of like not kind of like hitting the mark. But this is for sure one for sure one that I think will be a 5-star read. Okay. Do you think you'll reach your reading goal, and are you going to change it? I know, I think I will reach it. I'm on 52 out of 60, so I hope nothing happens, which means I can't reach it. So yeah, I do think I will reach it. I'll probably just like push it up a little bit, maybe to like 80 books or something. But yeah, those are all the questions. I will tag some people below, and hopefully that you will be able to do the tag as well. So yeah, thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next